Thank you for visiting the Coin Lady channel again. Just a few days ago, I recorded a video in which I discussed Bitcoin and XRP, highlighting their respective positions for a tremendous run-up. From $15,000 to over $50,000, Bitcoin has clearly seen it all. This post is brought to you by Colin Talks Crypto. The main focus is on the money streaming in and liquidity improving. Looking at the ETF inflows reveals that there is a significant amount of demand. Here is a daily chart of Bitcoin spot ETF inflows, 440. Or, to be more precise, 405 net inflows 2 days ago and 541 million net inflows yesterday. Thus, a substantial uptick is actually occurring. Although it's not a ton, the difference of more than 100 million in just one day is nevertheless substantial. Under pressure, this is a massive Bitcoin. In my opinion, these are the makings of a Bitcoin bull run. The total value of assets held by ETFs is close to $9 billion, in case you were wondering. With inflows of $400 to $500 million in a single day, there is clearly a great deal of purchasing pressure. The volume, however, from these ETFs has been substantial, reaching into the billions. Instead of the usual year and a half following the halving, I predict a blow-off top this year. As Bob Lucas puts it, this would constitute a left transformed cycle. And you do recall that we have been advocating for a radical shift in the landscape in the lead-up to a bull run. I thought liquidity was the engine that drives everything. The liquidity cycle has exactly linked with the 4-year cycle, just like we run on liquidity. Can that be altered? Certainly, it is. Is it going to be different this time? What makes this occasion unique? Isn't it dubious? We must be vigilant and pay close attention to the chart. Specifically, we must determine when Bitcoin is in overbought or oversold condition. Did your pals phone you and ask, "Are you buying Bitcoin yet?" while the media is urging everyone to do so? If it isn't happening, we're likely still in the early stages of the next run. In addition, the market is anticipating a blow-off peak around 1.5 years after the halving, and I don't think the economy will be able to weather that storm. If this happens, Bitcoin will have one last shot at a blow-off peak before the massive stock market crash that I believe is on the horizon. I agree with them, and you can learn more about it here. Sometime in the next 2 years, I do believe we will see a catastrophic market crash. And that might happen either this year or in the first few months of 2025. I believe we are in for a big run-up. In fact, it may be a blow-off top, but we don't know for sure. Since we've been hearing about this blow-off top narrative for over a year, nearly 2 years, and because we've already had a massive run-up, everyone is asking me, is the market about to experience another blow-off top? It raises doubts. However, I feel compelled to bring up XRP in this video for a specific reason. If we are to believe that Bitcoin will experience a tremendous surge in value, we must also pay attention to XRP. A post I made did receive some mixed reactions. By the way, this is the Bitcoin price chart for XRP, and it's not looking good, is it? By the way, this happens every single day. When compared to Bitcoin, the majority of coins really have a negative value. What gives? The reason being that we are at a Bitcoin market. There has been no all-time high for Bitcoin as of yet. Accordingly, Bitcoin is the center of attention. But where does XRP stand? So, I mentioned that XRP is fake and useless. Because there is so much FUD, so much hatred around XRP, this is what the XRP camp is ranting and screaming about. The things that have been mentioned about XRP make it so obvious that many individuals will be without XRP at the worst possible moment. I mean, I've been going insane reading about it in the past few days, guys. Most people are feeling scared right now since we are getting close to the climax, the end objective, when it comes to XRP. The FUD and pessimism are becoming louder by the day, as I mentioned before. Always keep in mind that the bottom won't actually feel so low. This is due to the fact that the general consensus will lead you to believe that it has died and that you should proceed accordingly. That, essentially, is our current situation. In November 2022, using XRP. According to everyone, Nance, Coinbase, Crypto.com, and all the other exchanges were going to be brought down by the snowball impact of FTX. January of 2023 came after this period of extreme pessimism and despair. In the event that you all do recall, guess what? Going forward in November of 2022, if the market reaches its most negative point in 2023, it will begin to recover sharply before exploding and putting an end to the bear's momentum. Holding XRP has been, and always will be, a challenge. Why? The assumption that it will never reach another all-time high has been widely accepted as true due to the prevalence of famous figures turning bearish on FUD. You can see that the price of XRP and Bitcoin is basically falling in the graphic below. You may be thinking, Nick, all these other altcoins are making X amount of gains, but XRP is doing absolutely nothing. The reality of this remark is that you can't get caught up in comparing one coin to another in this space. Doing so will drive you crazy. There will always be a basket of old coins going against your positions, and it will feel like you chose the incorrect ones. The fact that Bitcoin itself failed to reach a new all-time high is another crucial piece of information to have. This following run is still in its early stages. As for the XRP community, I can feel their emotions reaching a fever pitch until we witness Bitcoin reach a new all-time high and all coins rise to domination. Even though I've said it before, not everyone will take action, and the key is patience, therefore it's surprising that many altcoins aren't performing well in comparison to others, and that's because certain plays have seen an influx of funding. Just because a project isn't performing as expected doesn't necessarily indicate it's a dead scam or worthless coin. The majority of transactions still use Bitcoin, and its price is expected to rise until it reaches a new record high. Finally, we search for vulnerabilities. At that point, Bitcoin will fund Ethereum, which will in turn fund other altcoins spewing art. I read every single comment on my YouTube videos, and every single one of them is full of people complaining about Casper, QNTH, for X, DC, and the like. Take a guess as to what these remarks are appealing to concerning price action. And it is the sole concern of the retail elite. Guess what? Right now, they're all staring at historical coin price activity and being utterly repulsed by it because they refuse to even consider the factors that influence price movement. You won't believe it, though. They fail to remember that funds have been shifting from older coins to bolster Bitcoin's surge to a new record high. Therefore, concentrating on the price of altcoins alone is a terrible idea at the moment. Never give in to the temptation to believe insanity that is based on the disappointment of price movement expectations. XRP will eventually shine. Once again, I will state that many of the people who are so pessimistic about XRP's future are the same ones that were hoping it would reach $10 or $15. After a lawsuit, which, incidentally, we are still not completely out of at this time, was resolved, XRP is expected to remain stable until 2026. The future of sales to institutions, however, is uncertain. However, aside from that, isn't it? Many are still hoping for X or XRP to have a significant price change soon. The most important thing to keep in mind about XRP is that we are anticipating the shortest, smallest gain, isn't it? First, we aim for $1. Then, we move on to $2. Remember that 92 cents is macro barrier. Breaking this level is necessary. The next goal is to reach the highest levels ever. The possibility that XRP will make a change is beginning to fade for many. Actually, I've seen many people in the sector abandoning XRP, and I genuinely believe it's a poor decision. You are not being held captive to simply hold XRP by anybody. It's been said that all you have to do is purchase and hold XRP. No, in my opinion, that is completely unreasonable. Having a diverse portfolio is a good idea, in my opinion. Leave a comment below expressing your opinion. Please like and subscribe as usual. Coming up shortly, farewell.